Well, if you know anything about Picta Dicta, you know that we love Latin, and it really shows. Our other courses are really focused on vocabulary, but Latin Primer is our course that is focused on introducing Latin grammar and teaching kids how to read. This is a multimedia course, and so it's got a number of different components. One is the app-based exercises. So in this course, they have videos where they're going to learn grammatical concepts. They're going to actually watch animated stories in Latin. They're working through thousands of examples of sentences. And this isn't an app is an added on sort of thing to another curriculum. This is actually central to the way it works. They are actually seeing illustrated examples of every single sentence that they're working through in Latin. And they learn to repeat them and pronounce them properly and then understand how they work. It also uses a workbook, and this right here. So once they've gone through the app and learned the material, they're going to be working through written exercises. The kinesthetic pathway is very helpful for learning material, and we also have them use this workbook to keep notes. And so when they learn vocabulary, they're actually going to go and record all the vocabulary that they learn as they go through the app. They're also going to relearn they're also going to record all of the grammatical rules that they learn as they go. And they even build their own charts. So in a lot of curricula, they're going to they see charts and they memorize them. Here we actually have them build their own as they understand each component and what it does. The third part is the quiz pack. We've got vocabulary and grammar quizzes for each lesson, and of course answer keys for those so that parents can evaluate what their kids are learning. The last part is the homeschooling guide, which has everything that you could possibly want as a homeschooler to help your kid get through the material. So ideally, a parent or an older sibling is going to be working through the material and with the child, and so you're going to have to ask them questions about the material, quiz them orally, actually ask them to say things to you in Latin, and it's got a guide for all of that so that you can really help them through that material. And we also know that most parents can't pronounce Latin properly. Few people can. And so we really made a great effort to make sure it was easy for them to pronounce everything. We've got a little pronunciation by any Latin word in the homeschooling guide. So the homeschooling guide is also going to guide both the parent and the child into how they're supposed to use all the components. So they're going to start off by using the app, learning some material. They're going to be writing a little bit in their workbook. It's going to help the parent know how to evaluate everything that the kid has written in their workbook, how to have a discussion with them on the material, and to kind of prompt them to produce some Latin out loud, which is important. Even if the parent doesn't know how to do that, which they probably don't, it gives them everything they need to know in order to be able to have that conversation, even if it's just a few minutes around the dinner table. And also it's got all of the answer keys and things like that, so they can help them correct everything they do in their workbook and on their quiz pack. It's going to take your child from knowing nothing about Latin to the point where they can read basic Latin stories. And that's really the point where you want to get. If a kid gets to the point where he can actually read and understand Latin as Latin, even if it's very simple, that's going to really create that love for it. When you have students learn a bunch of endings and they don't know what those endings mean or what they're for, and they're not going to get to use them for many, many years, that's where kids burn out. This is a course that's designed to have your kids not burn out on Latin. They're going to learn to love it because they get into stories right away and they understand how they work.